Hello, it's Average Row, and welcome back to Inside. I have just beaten the main story of Inside, and I say beaten loosely because we got what I'm calling the neutral ending. I don't think it was the kind of true ending because it didn't really end in a satisfactory way, and not a lot of the questions were answered that I had. So I have decided to go back and get all of the yellow wire puzzles that we missed because as you know we came across the secret capsule and we only had a few of the lights lit up, so that was obviously saying you need to find all the yellow wire puzzles and solve them to see what's inside this capsule. And apparently this is like the secret ending that I was told about. So I went back and got to all of the yellow wire puzzles. Now I will say and admit that I just looked up how to solve, like where they were all located and how to solve them. Honestly, I feel like the ones we did find were the hardest ones. I feel like the one with the elevator, the last one we got where we had to split them up, that was one of the hardest ones. And then the one where we had to like launch the guy up, using the submersible, that was one of the harder ones. I will apologize, like hold my hands up. Couple of the ones that I found but wasn't able to figure out, I should have just been able to find and solve. So I apologize for all of you guys that have beaten it already and have gotten all of them, and we're just like pulling your hair out, saying how does he not know what to do when it's literally right in front of him. I'm talking about the one in the mines where all I had to do, like it took me forever and I just moved on, but all I had to do was like pull a plank out and I was right there, and I even climbed over it. And also the one in the reflecting room where the guys are upside down with like the platform that comes down when you have to fly up and hit the red button. Like I didn't think, oh, the red button is what brings the platform back up too, so I just had to hit it and then jump on. So anyway, if you don't know what I'm talking about, you can look it up. There's plenty of videos of people going through each one. I mean, that's what I used, as I just said, to figure them out. So anyway, as you can see, I am right at the end of the game where we come across the capsule. So, and again, I found all of them. I'm hoping that, I didn't have to play through the whole game and, solve them all in one playthrough. Hopefully it was okay, because they added this load feature. Well, I don't want to say added. I figured out that they had this load feature where you can literally they have these conveniently placed chapters that you can just, go throughout the whole game. So I used that. I just jumped to each puzzle and solved them using the guide. And now I am here. So hopefully it all counts. Now I don't remember this ambient music in the background when we came here last time, so I think that's a good sign. But again, I just wanted to include this because I was not satisfied with the ending that I had for you guys in the normal playthrough. The capsule's open, so that's a good sign. Yeah, I just wanted to include this short clip of me reacting to the secret ending of Inside now that I finally got all of them solved, because again I just wasn't satisfied with the previous ending. So without further ado, let's see what's inside this capsule. Oh my god. Oh okay. Oh, there was one left. Okay, I just held down the grab button, nothing was happening. So now what? That second one is lit up. It's the only one that's lit up. What one was the second one? The second one is the one in the barn, according to this. So maybe we should go back there? Again, I wasn't told. I thought like, honestly, if I'm being completely honest, I thought that capsule was about to just turn into a spaceship and fly away. But this is where the second one is. Now I thought the secret ending was just gonna happen there. So why do we want to go back here? Where is it? I can't. Oh, here it is. I don't even remember what this one looked like. Oh, this switch. I was wondering what this was. So, to fill you guys in, we had to go back here, and that's it. And pulled that out. And then when I solved it, I came over here, and I was like, what does this switch do? And I was messing around with it, and nothing happened. And I think the light was off, but now the light is on. So... what was that? Oh my god, is this a secret code? Did I not read far enough, far ahead enough in the guide? Because that was playing like musical notes. I don't know why it just let me do that. Maybe I reloaded again. Well, I did reload again, but I'm not sure why that's... Here I am, thinking that I was about to show you guys the secret ending. Let me be right back while I check the guide. Okay, I am back. And there is a sequence that you need to move this switch in, apparently. And I don't know how you're supposed to figure this out. I don't know if there was like clues hidden throughout. Maybe another guide, a different guide than the one I'm looking at explains that. But either way, I'm going to go ahead and enter this. We do up, right, left, right, 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 up, right, left, left, left. And the door's open. Now, at first I thought it was the Konami code. If you guys are familiar with that, but it's definitely not. Okay. This game, something about, I haven't given like my official review of this game yet because I was waiting to do the secret ending, but something I did like about this game, it keeps me on my toes. I never feel like I am in control. I feel like the game is always one step ahead of me. And I'm just a slave to it. Whatever it wants to show me. Which I just absolutely love when it comes to story games. Oh boy. Now, I'm not expecting the ending to be, the secret ending to be amazing, answer all my questions, and leave me super satisfied or anything. You know what I mean? All I'm looking for with the secret ending is to feel like it's the true ending for the story, in the sense that, you know, not necessarily, I don't necessarily have to like it or anything, but I just want to feel like they told the ending that they wanted to tell. You know what I mean? Because I just didn't get that impression from the neutral one. Ooh, is this like... it's like a secret lab. Please don't be scary. Oh, okay. Oh. Pull the plug, I guess. Oh, I can't move. I can't move. Did I just, like, pull the plug to the whole, like, civilization? Well, I'm confused. I will say I do appreciate endings that are kind of open-ended, I guess. I don't know if that's the best way to describe Inside's two endings. But honestly, I like the first ending better. The one where we're like the giant blob. And I feel like that kind of captures what they were going for. I didn't know it at the time, of course. At the time, I was like, okay, this has to be like an ending that's kind of just like, oh, you didn't find all the stuff, so we're going to give you like kind of like a neutral ending. But the true secret ending is if you find all the yellow wire puzzles and solve them. But obviously, I was mistaken. I'm starting to think now that Nate was always, or I don't want to say always, he was never free. I feel like he was always just a part of that blob. And like, you got to think, Nate somehow knew where to go. Remember, I think it was like in the last episode or one of the last two episodes of this playthrough. I was saying like, well, I mean, from the very early on, I was like, what is Nate's goal? Where is Nate trying to go? Like, is he just trying to escape, or like, does he have something that he's trying to get to? You know, I said that pretty early on, and then in the later episodes, near the very end, I was saying like, I mean, why is Nate going down here? You know, like it was during the part, like I think it was right before we opened the jet and got put inside where the blob is. I was like, why is Nate going down here? You know what I mean? And I think Nate was being controlled by the blob because it's just an extension of the blob. Because once we got into the blob, we never saw Nate again, and we just controlled the blob. You know, and you got to think, like from Nate's perspective, like how could Nate possibly know what to do, where to go? How could he have all these problem solving skills? You know what I mean? And I think it's because the blob was this combined intelligence, and that's how. And it used Nate as an extension of itself, its last hope to escape being experimented on. You know, I still think a lot of things are up in the air, like the nature of those sea creatures, the origin of the blob. I think it is implied that the higher class, a long time ago, decided to start experimenting on the lower class, like on people, on the older people, or the poorer people, not necessarily older, the poorer people, to just use them, power their society, just build their society on top of them. And that was evident in how a lot of the zombie homies were just mindless workers, mindless drones. And I think the blob was the origin of that. And the blob was the combined consciousness that controlled all other zombie homies, And I think Nate was just an extension of the blob. Something like, how was he free? I don't know. I'll have to think about it more. I'll have to watch some analysis videos and see what other people think. Because, again, I think that's the great thing about the ending. Like, a good thing I can say about the ending is that it promotes discussion. The game doesn't end when the game ends. After the game ends, you're still thinking about it and trying to piece things together, Now, part of me does wish things were a bit more clear. I feel like it would have been a bit more impactful if me, the player, was able to follow along a little bit better. But then again, also part of me also kind of likes, now that I think about it, kind of does like how open-ended it is and how it does got me thinking about it still, So overall, inside, if there's one word I could use to describe this game, it's unexpected, I guess. Maybe I could think of a better word, but just everything in this game was unexpected. And it's just a crazy, crazy game. Crazy story, the puzzles were fantastically crafted, and that just the way they presented it was just masterfully done, in my opinion. Masterfully done. Just the way they used sound, very minimalistic. The art style wasn't anything crazy, it served its purpose. It really painted this world the way they wanted to present it. So it was just very, very good presentation. And the gameplay was smooth, no glitches, no nothing like that. I know like there was that one part where I got stuck in between the rock wall and the submarine, but that was on me. You know what I mean? I'm just dumb that way. Overall, it was a very well-made game and very well-presented game. It's just crazy. I don't think I've ever played a game like this. I do appreciate now that it is a bit of an open-ended story. With that said, though, there's just a lot. I have no idea. I don't know. There's just so much I don't know, and especially the quote unquote secret ending, like because when I think about it, he kind of just I lost control of Nate once the power was out, and I think that kind of supports that original theory, that the fact that you see, because the blob was hooked up to a bunch of those headsets we would wear, those head controllers, so, and it's this gigantic combined consciousness with like multiple so it's I think that kind of supports the fact that Nate was controlled by the blob the whole time, and I think the fact that the secret ending, we pulled a plug, like we saw in the distance there, on that desk, there was a lit up, head controller. And as soon as we pulled the plug, that one went off. So maybe I was right in the sense that when I pulled the plug, those head controllers all turned off. And therefore the blob lost its control. And that's why Nate kind of slumped over. So I really do think that that's the case. Because the whole time, you as the player are like, I want Nate to be free. I just want him to be free. I want him to be happy. And in the end, what is happy and free at the end? It's the blob. And I think that's the game developers showing you that the blob was the main character the whole time, not Nate. It wasn't the kid. You were controlling the blob the entire time, and you just didn't know it. Nate was just the single free part of it, And again, they intentionally leave things kind of up for grabs, kind of up to interpret it. Like, how was Nate free in the first place? How did the blob come to be? Obviously, they hinted that, there was this big underground facility that filled with scientists that have been experimenting. So I assume, again, the upper classes, they controlled it, they set it up, and it's just, yeah. But I think the main thing to take away is that we were the blob the whole time and just didn't know it. Yeah, again, when I first beat the game, I thought that wasn't the ending, and I didn't want to think about it because I was just like, that's not satisfying. It's not until you really sit down and think about it, like that is the true ending of the game. That is the ending, and this secret ending just, I think, further supports that, but I'm excited to see and do some research, and maybe you guys can comment below and offer your own interpretations, because I think that's the beauty of this game. It's not set in stone, and it reminds me of Limbo. I mentioned in the very first episode that Inside was made by the same people that made Limbo, which came out before it. And Limbo's ending was also kind of cool. They have these developers have a really good mastery of the subtle storytelling, just giving the context clues. Just giving you enough information to kind of piece things together on your own. And I won't spoil Limbo's ending, but I remember feeling that like right at the end, and it cut back to the beginning in the main menu, and I was like, whoa, they just really did that. You know what I mean? Like it all made sense. Obviously I don't feel the same way about Inside when it comes to everything making sense, but I do feel like they really ended it on that note. That was like, that's this game, you think about it and you figure it out, and I do think that what I've said up until now is consistent with what I think is the ending. And at the end of the day, I could keep talking about this game, honestly, but I'm gonna go ahead and cut it short here, just because I feel like I've said everything I needed to say. I feel like I've kind of conveyed my opinions. Was it like the masterpiece I was hoping it was? I don't think so. But was it an absolutely excellently made indie game that was just super fun to play through? Heck, yes, it was. It kept me on the edge of my seat because the pacing was great. The exciting moments, the intense moments were very gripping, and the puzzles were challenging, but not too challenging. Not stupid easy. Like, they were just that sweet spot to where they're challenging enough to where you feel very rewarded when you beat it, but it's not so challenging that you get just super frustrated that by the time you beat it, you're just so frustrated you don't even care. So, and I think that's just a sign of that's more evidence as to the well-crafted game that this is. And again, I already mentioned art style was great. The use of sound was great. The presentation just overall was fantastic. So I don't think I'll ever play another game like this, if I'm being honest. And that is why I like playing video games and like playing these types of games, because they offer unique experiences that kind of just stick with you and are a fun ride. Just you get a lot of what's the expression? Bang for your buck. You know, it was a cheap game, only 4 to 5 hours to play through, and it's left a lasting impression. So you know, hats off to Play Dead. I really enjoyed this game. I hope you guys enjoyed it as well, especially if you haven't played through this game on your own and you've experienced it for the first time through me. I hope I offered a good experience for you guys. And for those of you who have beat it before, and I've just been trying to look for somebody who's hasn't beaten it yet and play through it, I hope I offered an entertaining experience and perspective for you guys, because I don't know, I had lots of fun playing through it, so I hope you guys did too. That's really all I got to say about Inside. What a wild ride it was. And yeah, that's it. I guess I'll just see you all on the next one. Peace.